What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to your GameMaker Studio 2 networking tutorial. I hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. If you have, please do me a big favor and leave a like on this video. It really does help a lot with the YouTube algorithm. So thank you guys so much for that. In this video, we're going to be making a chat on this project that we have been working on. So let's go ahead and do it. We're in our client right now. One thing I want you to go ahead and do before we even go much further on this video, open up your con_game, and remember this is a persistent object, this con game. And this is what controls the main menu. So if we play the client here, this is what gets our name, which is Wizardy or whatever, and it says click space to enter the game. The problem is because this is persistent, every time we click space, even when we enter into the game world, it'll run this code, which is not good. So just like in our draw event in the last video, we said room does not equal main menu, then exit. Go ahead and copy that and paste it just so that won't interfere with our chat room, because we're going to be using the spacebar a lot with the chat. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and make a new object, and we'll just name this con_chat. And we're going to go ahead and open up our room client, which should be our second room here. Then we're going to throw our con chat into the room. That way it's just there. Next thing we're going to do is open our con client. And under our create event, after move, we're just going to say chat. So let's go ahead and make our enumerator, because we are going to be sending our chat messages to our server. So let's open up our server, go to con server, and after move, just say chat. Okay, let's go back to our client, and let's open up con chat. So we're going to go ahead and make a create event. We're going to make a few things here. We're just going to say global.chat equals dslist create. We're also going to say global.chat color equals dslist create. So we will be adding some chat colors to our chat room. Next, we're going to say active equals false. So this is kind of our on and off switch, so we can turn the typing portion of the chat on and off. That way when the player is clicking keys, they're not just putting things in the chat room when we don't want them to. So active equals false. Next we're going to say chat size. We'll just give that the value of 5. So this is how many chat messages you want to be displayed on the screen. Okay, we're also going to say chat text, and we're just gonna put a couple double parentheses there. So this will actually be our chat message that we're gonna send to the server, and the server is gonna, of course, send it to all the other clients. So one thing I went ahead and did before I started this video was an object player and an object slave under the draw event. I went ahead and did this, which is draw set V align and our H align to center and middle, and I set the color to white. If you don't do this for your object player and your object slave, their usernames are going to get a little wacky when we set the colors and the fonts of our chat. So you might want to go ahead and do a draw set font player name. Like you might want to make a font for your player names. Otherwise, again, if you don't set all this and you start dealing with text, it doesn't just change it for one object. It'll change the font for every object that doesn't have a font set. So very important to do that if you haven't already. So just to kind of give you a heads up, close our object player. So let's go back to our con chat. So we have our variables created. Next, we're just going to say in a step event, if active equals true, chat text equals keyboard string. So keyboard string is a variable built in the GameMaker that keeps track of the last 1024 characters that you typed on the keyboard. Whether they're being displayed or not, GameMaker keeps track of that. So if active is equal to true, we're going to go ahead and capture what we're typing into this variable called chat text. So the next thing we're going to want to do is create a key pressed enter, and just say if active equals false, active equals true, else active equals false. So this is just turning our active variable on and off. So if it's equal to false, it's equal to true. If it's equal to true, it's equal to false. And that way this will turn our step event on and off. And the last thing we want to do is create a draw event. Actually, let's do draw GUI and just say draw set H align, FA left, set V align, just do middle. And then we're going to say this: if active equals true, draw text. I don't know where we're going to put the chat exactly yet. Let's just do 100 by 400. So just somewhere random for now. And then we'll say, do a parenthesis. Do one of these little arrow things pointing to the right. Space, another parenthesis, plus chat text. And then before this, we'll say draw set color, and we'll say C lime. Okay. Then we'll say else. And then we'll just literally copy and paste that here. We're going to erase chat text in the plus sign, and we'll say C gray. Okay, so basically when our chat is on to where we can type, it's going to set the color to green, which green will let us know, hey, we can type. It'll do this little arrow thing here. You'll see why in a second. And it'll begin to draw out our chat message. And then whenever it's off, it'll set this little arrow thing to gray. One more thing we want to do is in our key press enter is whenever we turn the chat off, we want to also say, actually when we turn it on, we want to say keyboard string equals nothing, and chat text equals nothing too. That way it erases whatever the last thing we said is. It'll erase it. Okay, so now when we run the game, let's run our server, click F5, run our client, click F5. Wizardy. Space to enter the game. So there's that little arrow thing that we put in the game. So now you can see why, so we can see where we can type. So when I click enter, it's going to turn to green. Hey, this is Wizardy. Click enter, it should go away. Click enter again, it should be cleared. So that's why we cleared it under our enter. We cleared it, so that way every time we turn our chat on and off, we have something fresh, brand new. Okay. So that's our basic little chat functionality right there. So now the next thing we need to do is actually send our chat to the server. So, let's see here. Con client. Okay, so I think we already did that, right? And in our server, yeah, we already created an enumerator called chat. So I'm just going to copy and paste some code from our object player. Global left pressed, kind of our movement code. I'm just going to copy all this so we don't have to write it all out. So the whole thing, everything in global left press, copy, go to your con chat. And okay, so I'm going to comment some of this in our key press enter. So turn the chat on. So this active variable turns the chat on. Clear chat text. Next thing we're going to do is else turn the chat off. So active equals false. Then send data to server. So whenever we click enter and the chat is going off, we're actually also sending our chat to our server. So let's go ahead and paste that code we copied from our player. Let me make this window a little bit bigger. Okay, so we just kind of copy and pasted our movement code, but let's change this to network chat instead of network move. Let's delete this move _y. Don't need that. We'll change the buffer U16 to buffer string, and we're going to be sending our chat text. So again, that chat text is what we're drawing out here. So we're sending out the chat text to the server. That's all we have to do. Then let's go to our server, and we'll say, actually, we need to create an object. We'll just name this object con GUI, and let's make a create event. And we'll say global.chat. Let's create the same DS list. chat and chat color. And let's throw that into our room server. So our Con GUI will kind of keep track of the chat room and everything going on there. Let's open up receive packet, and all the way at the bottom, pass network move after break, but before this curly bracer thing, we'll say case network.chat var /chat equals buffer read buffer /string. Okay. And then we can actually just do show message /chat just so you can see that it is sending the right thing. Make sure you put a break at the end. And that's a good start. So now we're sending our chat text to the server. The server's grabbing it right here, and then we're just going to show it as a pop-up message right here just so we can see that it's working correctly. So let's close our server and start a new one and start a new client. Username was Erdy. Okay, so this is our client. So we're going to start the game. We're just going to say hello world. If I can type. So when we click enter, we should get a pop-up, and we do. This is from the server that says hello world. So this is not from our client. This is from our server. So everything is working. Cool. So we can erase in our server the show message because we don't need that. So really what we need to do now is send everything to the clients. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste in our server this repeater code, which is for our movement that sends everything to the players, like where the other players are moving. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to copy that, I guess. And because we're going to need it, and I'm going to paste it under this where we get the chat. I'm just going to paste it there. And I'm going to just tweak it up a little bit. I'm going to change this. Everything else we can pretty much keep the same. But I'm going to change this to network.chat. And I'm going to delete, for now, I guess we can delete socket. I don't think we need that, but we're just going to delete it. I'm going to delete this move Y. I'm going to change the buffer use16 to buffer string. And we're sending the /chat. Okay. So another thing we're going to want to do, this is all we need to do with this. That's good. Send chat to the other players. I'm going to add the username of the player to the chat message. Okay. So the way we're going to do that is after this, where we get the chat message, we'll just say var /player equals ds map find value, and then what is it, instance, what was our ds map called? Socket to instance ID. Socket to instance ID, and then the key will be our socket, right? I think so. Oop, sorry. Stop doing that. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to get the instance ID of the player in our server of who is sending this chat. And again, we're adding the username to the chat message. That way it'll say like Wizardy : hello world rather than just hello world. And then we're going to say /chat equals what is the variable for the object player? Go to create event. Username. Okay. We'll say /player.username plus parentheses space parentheses plus /chat. So that will add the username to this chat message. Cool. So then we're sending it back to the clients. So we go back to our client. We open up receive packet. And let's make this a little bit bigger. And we'll say all the way at the end, case network.chat : break. And again, all we're getting is the chat. So we'll just say var_chat equals buffer read buffer string. And then we will say ds list add global.chat _chat. That's it. So the next thing we just need to do is open up our con chat and draw out all the chat messages. So the way we do that is go to our draw GUI, and before all this, we will just say draw set color C white, and then let's see, we can just use a for loop. Var I equals 0 if I is less than chat, what was it, size I plus plus, which increments by 1. So remember, chat size is in our create event, it's 5, so we're going to display at least 5 chat messages. So in our for loop, we'll just say draw text, x is 100, y, I don't know where we're doing y yet, but we'll just say 350, 360, minus, let's say, I don't know, I'm just guessing here, 16 times I, and then that will be ds list find value global.chat position I. That should draw out our chat. One thing we're going to have to do is in our create event after global chat, just so we don't hit an error, say ds list add global.chat. And since we're drawing out 5 of these, we're going to have to just say double parentheses. We're going to have to do this 5 times. Make sure you have 5 of these, because it's going to try to draw out 5 things that are in this DS list, so we have to have at least 5 things in this DS list so we can start with 5 empty things. Okay. Let's go ahead and start the server. Start the client. Wizardy. Press space. Fingers crossed. Let's see if there's any glitches. Hello? And nothing's happening. Okay, let's figure out why. Let's go back to our create event, and let's just put here, welcome to the game, instead of an empty one. That way we can at least see that the chat is doing something without actually having to send something to the server. Beta version 1.0. It's just a couple random messages. Now let's run it again, just to make sure it's not a problem with the server sending information to the client. So click space. Okay, so the chat is drawing, so our problem is the server sending data to the client. So our problem is with either the client receiving the information or the server sending the information. So let's go to our receive packet. Just make sure everything is good there. Everything looks good. Okay. Let's go to our server. Everything looks good here. I think I might know what the problem is. Let's go to our chat. Actually, open up receive packet under network chat after dslist add. Just do this. dslist sort global.chat and false. I think false should work. Let's run it again. So this should, basically it was adding that chat to the end of the list, and it was only drawing the first 5 things in the list. Yeah, there we go. Hello world. So it should, yeah, there we go. Cool. It's working now. Okay, we got a weird glitch there. What's up? Hey. What's going on? Okay, it's only doing a few things here. Okay, so we got some glitches. No worries. Okay, so I had a bit of a brain fart. So go to receive packet. Delete this ds list sort. Ugh, sorry. DS list insert instead of add, and then at the global chat, comma, 0, then the chat. Okay, this will insert the new chat at the very beginning of the list, which is what we want. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I hate making mistakes because I hate wasting your guys' time, but here we are. So, let's go ahead and add our username, and then click space to go. Okay, so, Beta 1.0, welcome to the game. Hello, Wizardy. Hello. What's up? Okay, this is a test. Follow me on Twitch. LOL. www.twitch.com/Wizardy. Little self-promo there. Okay, so our chat is working. That's awesome. So let's go ahead and test this with multiplayer, because right now we just have it with one client, but let's have multiple clients going. Let's go ahead and build a clean executable. Let's create a zip. Let's go ahead and throw that on my desktop here. Let's give it a random name, 50 or 11. It exists. Yes, just overwrite 11. Okay, so we're building a client here. Let's go ahead and go to my desktop. And, man, I have like so many clients going on. It's kind of disgusting. Where's number 11? Right here. Okay. So extract to, yes, replace everything. Okay, let's try it. Here's our client number 1, Wizardy. All right, we're in the game. Let's do client number 2. We will call him Fred. Enter the game. So there's Fred. Over there is Wizardy. Let's open these guys up. So Wizardy's going to say, hey, Fred. And it works. You can see it works on both clients. So, hey, Wizardy. And we can see Fred is talking too. So we officially have a chat room. Check it out, guys. Isn't that so cool? You did it. You made a chat. Come on, don't you feel like you could just go work for Activision or something now? Awesome. So we can see it's working on both clients now. So now we can actually add colors if we want. So if you want to learn how to make colors, just stick around in the video. We're going to go ahead and do that right now. Yeah, so let's go ahead. So what I'm actually going to do is copy and paste a lot of the code from Con Chat over to our server's Con GUI, because I'm going to draw the chat out also on the server, so the server admin can see what is going on. So let's go ahead and go to our create event. We're going to go ahead and copy, we can copy everything actually. Go back to our server, paste all that. Let's go to our step, copy that, make a step event on our server's Con GUI, paste it there. Let's go back to our key press enter. We can copy that, go back to our server, add event, key pressed enter. We're going to have to change this. We'll do that in a minute. Actually, let's go ahead and change it now, I guess. So, what was the name of our thing here? Server buffer, yeah. Okay, so let's change our con clients to con server. So let's press Control F, click this little button right here, and then say con_client.client_buffer, and under replace say con_server.server_buffer. Boom. And actually, no. We're not using that. I'm sorry. Go to receive packet. We're going to use something similar to this, actually. So, copy this. This whole chat send code, because we're sending it to all the clients, so my bad. Go back to Con GUI after copying the chat code there. Go ahead and delete this. And paste this, yeah. Because we want it to repeat and send it to all the players, right? So, we're going to change this /chat to chat text. We are going to change the server buffer to make sure it has con_server, because we're in a different object. So wherever you see server buffer there, here, and then these three right here, That all needs to be server buffer. Also, the DSI socket list, this needs to be server buffer or server client dot socket list. Very important to do that. Cool. Okay, that should work now. So this will send the chat text of the server, which is what we're going to add in here in a moment. Now go back to our client, go to draw GUI, copy all this code, go back to our server, add a draw GUI, and paste that. Okay, let's go ahead and run this code and see if it works. Let's launch a new server. Let's launch a client. Okay. So now we can see in our server, we do have a little chat going on here. In our client, if we say hello, nothing's going to happen yet. Let's see what happens when we send some info from our server. Hey there. Okay, it's just sending it with no name. Okay, so a couple things we need to change real quick. Let's close this, close this. In our tutorial server thing, in our server, oops, open up receive packet. And then after we add the username to the player, say this, ds list insert global.chat position 0/chat. That will make it to where the server can now see the incoming chat messages because we've got to add it to our DS list. So now if we launch the server and we also launch a client, there's our chat. Okay, we're logging into our client now by typing in Wizardy, click space. Now when our client's chat, it will appear on our server. So what's up? Wizardy's talking. Now our server can say, hey there. Now it's not adding on our server yet, so we'll fix that, but it is sending to our client. Close this. So again, on our server, let's open up con GUI. And then we will say a couple things here. Change this comment to send data to clients. So we will just say ds list. Actually, we'll do this. We'll do it this way. We'll say chat_text equals parentheses capital server :space parentheses plus chat text. That will add the name server to the name of who's chatting. And then we'll just say ds list insert global chat 0 chat text. That way, whatever we say will also appear on our chat from the server side. So let's launch the server. Let's launch the client. Here's our server. Logging into the client now. Okay. So now, client's in. Wizardy is saying, hey, that's our client. Our server is saying, hello. It's working. So now the client can see the server is talking, and the client or the server can also see its own messages. So we can now communicate. Cool stuff. So the final thing to do is to just add colors, and basically what we're going to do is make the server text red. And you can play around with this code and play around with the colors all you'd like, but we want to make the server text red. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this, close this. In our server, we're going to go to receive packet first, and after the chat, we're going to say, I don't really want to send a variable like this, because that's going to be a lot of numbers, basically. What I'm actually going to want to do is do a buffer U8, and then just associate numbers with a color. So like the number 1 could be the color blue, the number 2 could be the color black, or 3 could be the number, gray or whatever. You can make an enumerator to make this easier. I'm just going to try to memorize some colors here. So I'm just going to say, let's see, this receive packet is the chats of players, okay? So we're just going to say the number 1. We're going to send after our chat string, we're going to also send the number 1. And then we're going to go to our client. We're going to go to receive packet. After we pick up the chat string, of course, now we're also receiving this, this buffer U8. So we want to get the color. And then we're going to say if underslash color equals 1, C DS list insert global dot chat color position 0, and then we'll say C underslash we could say white, and then we'll say if underslash color equals 2, DS list insert global dot chat color 0, C red. So 1 will be players, so this will be any player chatting. 2 will be server color, player color. Okay, so that will be that, and we're going to go to our con chat in our client, and we're also going to say right here, which this is where we are draw chat text, or chat room, I guess. We're going to delete this draw set color. Actually, we're just going to move it. We can cut it, paste it here in our for loop, okay? But we're going to say draw set color, DS list find value, global chat color, position I. All right. Now we're going to copy this, and we're going to go to our server. We're going to go to our GUI. We're going to go to draw GUI. We're going to delete this C white right here. Replace it with the comment. Draw out chat room. Paste what we copied from the client right here, because these codes need to be very similar. All right. Next, what we're going to do is in our server, go to key press enter, and copy and paste this right here where we're sending our chat text of the server. Change the second one to buffer underslash U8, and change this to the number 2. This will be red because this is coming from our con GUI. The received packet, which is what our player chats pass through, will be the number 1, and we can see on our whatever it is client, under received packet, 1 is white, 2 is red. Okay, so under our server, the last thing we want to do is make the server colors match up. So under receive packet, under our chat, after we do this DS list insert global chat, we'll say DS list insert global dot chat color. We'll give it the value of 1, and then actually the value of 0, and then we'll say C underslash white, and then go to con GUI. I know we're all over the place, but it's worth it, guys. Under key press enter on the GUI, after you DS list enter global chat, we'll say DS list insert global chat color 0, C red. Run the server, run the client. I think this is it, unless we get a glitch, which we did. We got it in our server, so let's abort, abandon ship. Let's go to, yeah, I had to pull up my code from my chat on my other project because I got confused for a minute. Okay, let's go to the, yeah, our draw GUI. So we're getting an error right here with this code. Oh, I know why. Go to your create event of your server. Just like we did this DS list add, and we added all this crap, say DS list add global.chat color, and do this 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Copy this, go to your client, open up con chat, go to your create event, paste that here. Because remember, we need 5 things in these lists for it to work. So let's launch our server. Let's launch our client. Should work now. Yeah. Wizardy. All right. Moment of truth. Wizardy is going to say hello. Draws out white. Server's going to say hey there. Draws out red. Pretty freaking cool, right? So there it is. So yeah. It works. This was very tedious, but so worth it. Colors are awesome. I totally agree. Okay, so that's how you add colors into a chat room. And yeah, it's worth it. I know it was a little bit tedious, but you can play around with these colors. You know, you could give different players different privileges. So if it's like, oh, if Wizardi's talking, it's purple. If Dragonite's talking, it's orange or whatever. You can play around with this code to make it work for whatever you want it to work for. I guess one more thing in our con chat under the create event. So these are the messages, whatever are in these parentheses, whether you don't want any messages in the chat when you first start the game, or you want like a little welcome message, which is what we have here. You can make this like C lime, and then the beta version 1.0, that could be C aqua, like a light blue. So they just have to sync up and be in the same position. So now when we start the server and the client, it just kind of sets it apart a little bit. So it's not going to change it in the server because we changed it in the client. But if we launch the game, you can see beta 1.0, welcome to the game. Hello, you know, hey there. So you can mess with colors like this and do all kinds of cool stuff. So anyway, there's your video for today. I hope this helped you guys so much. Like I said, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter. I'll answer any questions you have. You can leave a comment if you are confused about something. You can also go to my Discord. The link is in the description, and we can help you out on there. Also, I put the files that I'm working out of in the description of this video. So you can download the files that I've coded and even copy code, learn from it. But please don't just copy the code. I hope you're following along in these videos so you can actually learn. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.